3, 2, 1, bro.
Rewind. I'm not actually saying anything backwards, so it doesn't really play right, but it's fine. It's
Play
fine.
that forward. He's hailing Satan the entire time.
Welcome to the rewind.
Welcome to the
Give me a
rewind.
soul.
Hail Satan.
Welcome to the rewind, folks. We are going through the past decade of games. We just did the top 10 games of the decade.
We did.
We told you our very favorites of the decade, but you know what? There's more games that came out.
There's more.
There's more than we talked about. And so we are rewinding year by year now. And we are in 2012.
Yep. Short little
As I said,
rewind videos.
The year was all supposed to end, man. The world was going to end that year. And then what happened? Something
many.
worse. We stuck around and it got terrible.
Too many good games.
Too many good games. But in 2012, we had a couple of favorite games.
Yes, we did.
My favorite game was the legendary Marvel deck building game.
Indeed.
Where you're playing superheroes and you're fighting stuff with deck building. Classic. What did you choose as your favorite game from 2012?
My favorite game of 2012 was Suburbia.
Suburbles?
Suburbia is a great game. It's a city builder game where you are putting out hex tiles of different cities. You're building out your own little borough. It's very, very fun. I love it. Go watch the video to hear us talk about it.
It's very good. But we have lots of other games. This year started to get a bit tough. There's some stanky games in there.
Some straight stank.
Some stank games that were pretty good. So one of which is Robinson Crusoe, man.
One of the most brutal games.
Super tough co-op. Makes you cry.
Yeah.
Because you work so hard and you just, you die anyway.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, Robinson Crusoe is rough bananas. I mean, it is
in a great way.
A great co-op game, incredibly brutal survival game. I mean, brutal.
Yeah.
Basically,
do not wash up on an island. Don't do it.
Don't do
it's
it.
Not
you
going
will
to be
die.
Great.
So horribly. Every single time.
horribly.
Yeah, great game. Very, very tough, though. War of the Ring came out in 2012, Mikey.
Tiny little game.
Tiny little game. We love it. Don't play it very often because it's massive and very hard to remember all the rules. But it is a very good game. It's a very, very good game.
It lives up there in our collection. And
yeah.
It's going to get played soon. I feel it. It's coming.
Yeah. We're hoping to play it during our 24-hour stream, which will be out. Actually, it's probably be happening.
You're gonna be go click and see if we're on live at twitch.tv/thebrothersbirth. If you're watching this today, it comes out.
We will might be streaming at this exact moment.
Looking like this.
Yeah, he's all haggard and stuff. War of the Rings is a great giant Lord of the Rings in a box type of game, Mikey.
Yes, it's just you are either the Fellowship side of things
or the Shadow.
Or you're the Shadow.
You know who else has shadows? The desert. Targhee's next.
Boom! Targhee. As big as War of the Ring is, Targhee is small. It's a two-player game, though, like War of the Ring.
Two-player worker placement?
Worker placement, alignment thing, and you put two workers on the sides, and they do things, and then they have an intersection. There's intersection points, and you get to do a couple more actions from the middle and get cards and things. And
very fun game.
It's a fun, simple set collection-y, but tactical with where you place your workers to try to mess with your opponent because of like, if I'm here, you can't go across from me and stuff like. It's an interesting game.
Yeah,
it's kind of weirdly hard to explain, but it's kind of back in print now and available again. Go check out Targhee.
Really great small box. Two-player worker placement. Really good game. Yeah. I mean, really, really good game.
A couple other games now that were really painful to not put onto a list. One was Seasons.
Yeah.
Seasons, man.
Seasons not gonna live.
Game.
Hurts.
Still great. Every time we played, I'm like, I still like this just as much as I thought.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's really what it comes down to. It's a little engine builder game, card builder, and it's cool. You are rolling out these big chunk-tastic die, getting different elements, earth, air, fire, water.
Yep.
And you use those elements to then put in cards, and those cards can do a billion different things. Yeah. And so you're building out your little engine. The game takes place over 3 years. You'll get access to more of your cards every time you pass a year. And it's very fun. It's tough. It's great. I love Seasons. Yeah. Seasons, since right off the bat, was always great. Big game. This is the game that got us into the hobby. Well, this is what got us to dive head first into the hobby.
I almost chose it for this year for this reason. But yeah.
Yeah, but Legendary is hard to beat.
Yeah.
And that game is Zombiecide, the original, just straight up Zombiecide, which now there's like a second edition of that version of Zombiecide.
I don't know why.
But Zombiecide just straight up was the game that we had been playing games for a couple of years, but again, we played like 1 or 2 games. This is the game that got us to completely dive into the hobby.
Oh yeah,
and led us to where we are now, where this is literally our job, you know.
Yeah.
But it's all really because of Zombicide, because that's what got us to dive in.
Point.
Yeah, that's what the toes were dipped in, and we just slid into the pool. Yeah. But yeah, it's a big cooperative game where you are doing different missions. The different missions might make you do different things, and there's hordes and hordes of zombies.
Yeah, generally running around fighting
You get
zombies.
to level up your people. I mean, this is a great, because the game is ultimately not that complicated in what you can do. This is a great gateway game, or something where it's like, it's an expensive game, so I wouldn't have someone buy it like straight up. But if you have it, Andy, thanks.
What was that? You need some?
What was that? Cool. If you have it, you want to show it to someone new, and you can, such as co-op, you can kind of guide them. This game will blow their freaking gourd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely blow their minds.
Super cool.
Yeah. So
what else came out in 2012 though?
I don't know. Was that list? Mikey, it came out. Libertalia came out. Sorry, I forgot. We have a list here and a list
Nick
here.
wrote a whole list out in his handwriting, and he's just like, I don't know what I wrote.
Libertalia came out in 2012.
Yes.
A really great hidden role game.
Yeah, you're
Think of it as Citadels, but good and bigger.
True. So you have different types of pirates. There's like 30 different roles.
Yeah,
and
I think over 30.
And at the start, you're going to have pretty much all the same ones. And so it's like we all know what we have, but certain ones it's better if you're the only one that plays it, or the first one that plays it, or you do it in this specific instance. So you're trying to like wait for this moment and make sure that no one else does it, so you can kind of collect on your timing. And so. Yeah, it's just this cool game because at the end of the round you get like 9 cards, but at the end of the round you've only played 6 of them, and then you get 6 more. So now your hands start to change. You might hang on to this one card for the whole game, and then finally
no one else
at the
has
end,
it.
everyone else has played theirs. You get to do this thing. So it's interesting because you're kind of trying to figure out like when are people going to play what, and you're trying to manipulate people into thinking that you did this.
Very fun.
And to get treasures and things like that.
So again, we don't get to the table very often because we don't have the player. You usually want minimum 3, but you really want 4 or 5 as like the money spot. Yeah. We don't have it very often. Whenever we do, gosh, it's great. Libertalia is great. Next one is trains.
Oh yeah,
Matthew Jude classic,
builder,
little deck builder where you're building like trains in like Tokyo,
or
Osaka.
But
it's like great little deck builder is trains. Escape, the real-time escape from their
Indiana Jones game.
Which is the first real-time game I ever played.
Yeah, and that was cool. You showed me and I was like, what?
Yeah, again, this is like early on in the board gaming, when we started board gaming, and all these games, like real-time games, I never even thought that was a thing that could exist. And Escape was the first one, so I wanted to bring it up. Zolkin, which we got to play this year. We've been wanting to play Zolkin for years.
Zolkin's real good.
Finally got it played. Cool worker placement game where you're putting stuff down on these big cogs that then turn. So you have your workers down on the cogs and you don't activate them right away. You choose when to take them off and activate. But do you want to activate them right away so you get a worker back? Or do you want to wait for that cog to turn so that you can then do better actions? Really thinky, really tough game.
You can plan ahead. You really must plan ahead in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Keyflower came out in 2012.
Keyflower is cool. I really want to play it again.
Yeah.
In the Key series, obviously, and you're putting down tiles and then like activating to get workers and things that can activate yours, and it's just like there's a lot going on. You're going through 4 seasons. We have Keyflow, which is a drafting version of the same game.
Yeah, which
is a little
really
friendlier, I think.
The
Keyflower is super cool. I'd happily play that again.
Yeah, Keyflow is fun, and the good thing about I can't speak for Keyflower, but Keyflow, the game doesn't really extend with more players. Because it's like someone it's only ever matters is your people on your left and right. That's it. So it's like it's very cool at that.
Yeah.
Love Letter, which is a game that I really feel like smashed open the kind of micro game market because that game was so popular.
We had Batman Love Letter.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little deduction game, but it smashed open the doors for little micro games. Smash Up came out, which is a game that you and I don't really enjoy, but
I know
massive.
that there's a lot of people that disagree with that and really like it, and I see why people would like it and all that, and that's super cool. And so Smash Up's had a ton of success, still has tons of stuff coming out 7-8 years later now.
Yeah, so those are the games that we know, like, and have played. There's a bunch, so we're gonna kind of go through these ones quickly because we're already running kind of late, but Terra Mystica, big giant game, came out. Android Netrunner, massive living card game that came out that year. Been huge, finally just ended. People were very, very upset about it. Mice and Mystics, which is a great like campaign game that I know a lot of people play with their kids. That their kids are obsessed with Mice and Mystics. I've always heard great thing. XWing, huge. XWing outsells. I think last year XWing outsold some, not everywhere, but most places like 40K, like Warhammer 40K.
Whoa.
Like X-Wing
You
outsold
can't, man. That's the power of a good IP. It's like Warhammer, but with Star Wars stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, I mean, well, like Warhammer, like it's a big minis game, but it's like, man, it's expensive. But also one of the reasons why I think people like X-Wing because it comes painted.
Oh,
That's huge, and you don't have to assemble anything. I think you have to put them on their bases, but that's it. And so it's like
there's a level of access there, like Warhammer and stuff, and nothing against it, is like such a lifestyle hobby thing on its own, the building and all that. But I get people are like, I just want to play.
Yeah, I
Here you
totally
go.
get it.
Yeah,
Lords
so
of Waterdeep. A lot of people say is the best intro like worker placement game.
Gotta try it still.
Gotta try it. I haven't had a chance to play it. Just gotta try it. Kemet, really good area control game. Haven't tried, unfortunately. Legends of Andor, which is a game I don't know much about, but I know people really, really love that game.
Yeah. Machikoro.
Machikoro, Takedo.
Yeah. Haven't played those. Want to. We play Space Base instead of Machikoro. I know they're not the same, but a similar feel.
Yeah. And
anything else?
Freedom Underground Railroad, which is a co-op game where you're trying to you're running the Underground Railroad and trying to rescue slaves and free them.
Yeah.
And it's done. And this is a very it's I want to bring it up because we never played it, but I always wanted to because it's like, how do you do like historical theme, but do it appropriately and respectfully and not do it where it's like exploiting anybody? And this is a situation where they do it very, very well, where it's done very respectfully, and like, if you don't win, you really feel bad because it means you didn't help those slaves escape.
It's a matter of perspective.
And it's like,
there's a lot of games where it's just like, oh, go colonize these islands and like get the sugarcane stuff. You're like, yeah, except for like if you think
people lived there.
They used slave labor. It's like, do a game from the other side. It was like, hey, let's not be slaves anymore. Let's find a way to like.
And it's all historical
like,
and stuff. So I've always really wanted to play Freedom Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
But those are just the games that we decided to mention from 2012. There are a ton more. Put them down in the comments. Which ones we missed? Which ones of these do you like? Which ones we missed that you like? Let us know down in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, a share, hit that subscribe button. We got like 50 more of these to go.
So many. That's 3 years down, though.
Only 2012.
Only 2012. Next one will be 2013, I would imagine, if we're going linearly, which is probably smart.
Probably will.
So do check that out. Share this around. Start talking as we reflect on the decade. Watch our top 10 games of the decade if you haven't. And to find out more from what was in the 2010s.
Yeah.
This great decade, the greatest decade of gaming.
Yeah, I don't care who says what.
Yeah. So anyway, folks, until next time, I'm Mike Murphy.
Nick Murphy.
This has been the 2013 rewinding. Rewind it, reel it in. I don't know.